Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Sunday and it is the 24th of August. It is Bhadra Masa or Krishikesha Masa, Sukla Paksham and Padhimetidi or Pratipat, the first day of Sukla Paksha. There are no Vaishnavas today in the calendar, so we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura about the creation of the universe, starting from the Pradhana and from the dormant state. So the Lord awakens the dormant state into the manifested state. So previously Pradhana and then Prakriti. Sava yesha tada drishta na apachyat drishyam ekara meni asantam ivatmanam supta sektihi asupta dhruv. So in the supta sektihi, that is the Pradhana, and then supta dhruv. Later on, whenever it is manifested, it becomes Prakriti. So later on, Sava etasya sandrishtuhu sektihi sad asadatmika maya nama mahabhaga yayedham nirmame vibhuhu. So whatever it is manifested world, it is called Maya Nama Mahabhaga. O Vidura, it is called Maya. Yayedam nirmame vibhuhu. It is constructed in this way. Whatever is now we are seeing, that is Maya, the entire manifested world. Kalavrityatu Mayayam Gunamayam Adokshajaham Purushena Atmabhutena Viryamadatta Viryavan. So in due course of time, the Lord has injected all the living entities into the material nature. Purushena Atmabhutena Viryam Adatta Viryavan. So Viryam is the seeds. Adatta, he has injected the seeds into the mother nature, all the living entities. After that, Tato Abhavan Mahatattvam Abhyaktat Kalachoditat Vijnanatma Atmadehastam Vishwam Vyanjan Tamonudaha. So later on, due to the time interactions, so Mahatattva has formed or manifested. Tato Abhavan Mahatattvam Abhyakta Kalachoditat Vijnanatma Atmadehastam Vishwam Vyanjan Tamonudaha. And within that Mahatattva, so which is also called unalloyed goodness. So Mahatattva, whenever he has injected, but come in contact with the Mahatattva, all these living entities, they will be like later on with the interactions of the three material modes of nature, and gradually they would come out. So how they would come out later on? So api amsha guna kalatma bhagavad drishti gocharaha, by the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavad drishti gocharaha atmanam vyakarod atma visvasya asya sisrukshaya atmanam vyakarod atma. So many living entities sprout from the Mahatattva. Vyakarod atma visvasya asya sisrukshaya. So that is again, it is in the Mithya Ahankara. So later on today, in that sequence, Maitreya Muni further describing. So this is where the starting point where we could perceive the living entities and their different symptoms. So that Mahatattva, it is manifested in the mode of ignorance. That one is like a Karya, Karana, and the Karta. So in a three different ways. Act. This is cause and effect, and then doer. And the doer is like a with having all kinds of material senses. And then three material modes of nature are also manifested. So in such a way, Maitreya Muni is speaking to Vidura. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 5, verse number 29. महतत्वाद् विकुर्वाणाद् अहं तत्त्वं व्यजायताम् कार्यकारणकर्त्रात्मा भूतेन्द्रियमनोमयः वैकारिकः तैजसश्च तामसश्च इति अहं त्रिधा महतत्वाद् विकुर्वाणाद्. So Mahatattva or the great causal truth. This is great causal truth. Okay, let me just maybe the synonyms. So Mahatattva, it is mentioned. Mahat is the great, Tattvat is from the causal truth. Mahatattvat Vikurvanad, being transformed. Aham Tattvam Vyajayata. Aham is the false ego. Tattvam, it is the material truth. Vyajayata, it become manifested. Aham Tattvam Vyajayata. From the Mahatattva, this Aham Tattvam got manifested. Karya Karana Katratma. Karya Karana Katratma. Karya is the effects, Karana is the cause, Katra is the doer, Atma, soul or the source. And Bhutendriya Manomayaha. And who is the doer or Atma? Who is having Bhutendriya Manomayaha, material ingredients and senses hovering on the mental plane. That is the living entity, Bhutendriya Manomayaha. And then for the three material modes of nature, what are they? Vaikarikaha. Vaikarikaha is the mode of goodness. Tejasaha, the mode of passion. Cha and Tamasaha, the mode of ignorance. Vaikarikaha, Tejasaha, Cha, Tamasaha, Cheti. Cheti means Cha and Iti. All this. Aham Tridha. Aham is again false ego. Tridha, three kinds. So this false ego, it is manifested into three material modes of nature. That is a living entity which is having all the senses, Bhutendriya Manomayaha, and then he will exhibit the symptoms, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. These are all based on the false ego. In the 17th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes whatever we do, either yajna, dana, tapa, karma, karta, and intelligence, mind, and perception, and happiness, everything is of the three kinds of material nature, even the devotional service as well. That is three levels, that is mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And how they carry out. Okay, that is three levels. So here, a living entity, Atma. So, Karya Karana Katra Atma Bhutendriya Manomaya. This person, he will exhibit all of his activities in the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Aham Tridha. In such a way, false ego is manifested. It is exhibited by the symptoms. Mahatattvad Vikurvanat Aham Tattvam Vyajayata. Karya Karana Katratma Bhutendriya Manomaya. Vaikarikaha Taijashasya Tamasasya iti Aham Tridha. So, translation, Mahatattva or the great causal truth transforms into false ego, which is manifested in three phases, cause, effect, and the doer. All such activities are on the mental plane and are based on the material elements, gross senses, and mental speculation. The false ego represented in three different modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can I request Gayatri Mataji if you are available to read this purport? Nice to see you, Mataji, for in the Japa session.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. I'm 1 second, Prabhuji. I have to get my specs to read this, Prabhuji. Can someone else read? 1 minute. Next one I'll read, Prabhuji.
Say just one paragraph. Okay. Yes, so can I request Jayavad Mataji to read the purport?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, you got your specs? Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. One second. Give me 1 second, Prabhuji. Okay, Hare Krishna. A pure living entity in his original spiritual existence is fully conscious of his constitutional position as an eternal servitor of the Lord. All souls who are situated in such pure consciousness are liberated, and therefore they eternally live in bliss and knowledge in the various Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky. When the material creation is manifested, it is not meant for them. The eternally liberated souls are called Nitya Muktas, and they have nothing to do with the material creation. The material creation is meant for rebellious souls who are not prepared to accept subordination under the Supreme Lord. This spirit of false lordship is called false ego. It is manifested in three modes of material nature, and it exists in mental speculation only. Those who are in the mode of goodness think that each and every person is God, and thus they laugh at the pure devotees who try to engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Those who are puffed up by the mode of passion try to lord it over the material nature in various ways. Some of them engage in altruis, altruistic activities as if they were agents appointed to do good to others by mental speculative plans. Such men accept the standard ways of mundane altruism, but their plans are made on the basis of false ego. This false ego extends to the limit of becoming one with the Lord. The last class of egoistic conditioned souls, those in the mode of ignorance, are misguided by identification of the gross body with the self. Thus, all their activities are centered around the body only. All these persons are given the chance to play with the false egoistic ideas. But at the same time, the Lord is kind enough to give them a chance to take help from scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, so that they may understand the science of Krishna and thus make their lives successful. The entire material creation, therefore, is meant for the falsely egoistic living entities hovering on the mental plane under different illusions in the modes of material nature. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning a pure living entity in his original spiritual existence is full conscious of his constitutional position. It is called Vasudeva Sthiti. Yadahu Vasudevakyam Chittam Mahad This is called pure consciousness. Yattat Sattum Swachatvam Avikaratvam. Avikaratvam, without any interactions of the material nature. So that pure consciousness, it is Vasudeva Sthiti. At that time, as an eternal servitor of the Lord, it is always in the Vaikuntha planets. With a pure, that is called Krishna consciousness, all the living entities in the Vaikuntha planets. All souls who are situated in the pure consciousness are liberated, and therefore they are eternally live in bliss and knowledge in the various Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky. So like here, we people live in the society. We don't want to go inside the prison of a jail. So that is, we don't why we don't do we don't have we haven't done any criminality. Likewise, all the living entities in the spiritual planet, they have eternally engaged in the devotional service. They are not criminals who are trying to lord it over material nature. They will be put up into the material world. So when the material creation is manifested, it is not meant for them. So likewise, when the jails or prisons are created by government, it is not put the citizens there. It is only for the criminal's sake. So the eternally liberated souls are called Nitya Muktas, and they have nothing to do with the material creation. It is nothing to do with the material. They are Nitya Mukta. So this is from Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibhuddhatma Kotastadi Purusho Bhagwan Tradishaha Yad Buddhi Avasitam Akanditaya Swadrishtiya Drashtasitu Adimako Vitirikta se. So Dhruv Maharaj, he glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tvam Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibhuddha Atma. You're completely purified. You are already pure. So he is glorifying the Lord. Tvam Nitya Mukta all the time. Parishuddha Vibhuddha Atma. Kotastha Adi Purusho. You are always situated in the transcendental plane. Kotastha Purusho Bhagwan Tradishaha, Lord of all the three motil modes of nature and three planetary systems. Likewise, Bhagwan Tradishaha, Yad Buddhi Avasitam Akanditaya Swadrushtiya. So, Yad Buddhi Avasitam Akanditaya Swadrushtiya. So, he has got transcendental vision all the time. Drashta Siddhu Adimako Vitirikta se. So likewise, he describes the Lord as a Tum Nitya Mukta. Nitya Mukta is the eternally liberated. And also, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. This is the statements of the Upanishads. That means when the Lord is liberated and who are all associating with the Lord, they are also liberated because of Yada Buddhi Tadashraya. This is again Etadeshanimeshasya Prakustopi Tadgunaihi. न ज्यते सदा आत्मस्थैः यदा बुद्धिः तदाश्रया यदा बुद्धिः तदाश्रया. When the Lord is liberated, Lord is all, he never come in contact. There is no time that he got liberated. He is always in that position. In fact, he is the creator of everything. So all the living entities with him are also liberated. They have nothing to do with the material creation. The material creation is meant for rebellious souls who are not prepared to accept the subordination under the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when the citizens are not following the government law, they will be put up into the jail. They are put up into fine. They have to pay fines or just some kind of prison house for some months or so, something like that. So, like living entities who are rebellious souls, and they have to come to this material world. It is meant for them. So the spirit. So that means, what about ourselves here? Somewhere or other we also have made mistakes in the past, knowingly or unknowingly, somewhere or other. So now again, coming back to the real constitutional position, engaging ourselves in the devotional service in the Vaikuntha planet, everyone. Vasanti atra purushaha sarve Vaikuntha muttayaha ye animitta nimittena dharmena aradayan harim. So by their nature, they always worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Vaikuntha planet. And here, when we get into the material plane, so we have to develop Krishna consciousness and perform austerities, penances, and by the Vidhi Bhakti. Initially, it is Vidhi Bhakti, later on transforming into the Raganuga Bhakti, Bhava, Prema, in that particular state. So, Manishita Anubhavoyam Mamaloka Avalokanam. Yad Upasutya Rahasi Chakadha Paramam Tapaham. The perfection of human life is Manishtanu Anubhavoya Mamalokam Avalokanam. One has to come and experience the bliss of my abode. That Krishna says to, Lord says to Brahma. And Yad Upasutya Rahasi Chakadha Paramam Tapaha. O Brahma, you have heard that when you are trying to search for the absolute truth, what is the cause for your existence? At that time I have said tapa, and then you have taken those words, Yad Upasutya Rahasi. That is the tapasya is the secret. Sujabi tapase vedam grasami tapasa punaha bibarmi tapasa vishwam virime dusharan tapaha. For everything, tapasya is required. Tapsa, tapsaham. So he also mentions there is no difference between tapasya and myself. So tapasya is my heart. In such a way, Lord says in the second canto, 9th chapter. So that is, one has to go through the tapasya, austerities and penances to purify themselves. Then they come come to Krishna consciousness gradually. So here further Prabhupada is describing, and it is manifested in three material modes of nature. So the spirit of false lordship is called false ego. It is manifested into three material modes of nature. And it exists in the mental speculation only. This is Bhutendriya Manomaya. So again, the deity of false ego is Sankarshana. Sahasra Tirasam Sakshat Yam Anantam Prachakshate. Sankarshanakyam Purusham Bhutendriya Manomaya. Bhutendriya Manomaya. So that is Sankarshana. So that it is exhibited in such a way, Santa Ghora Vimudatvam iti syat aham krutehe. Shanta Ghora Vimudatvam. Shantam Ghoram Vimudatvam. Shanta is the goodness, Ghora is the passion, Vimudatvam is the ignorance. So that is exhibited. And this is again here it is Karya Karana Katra Atma, cause, effect, and the doer. So all his activities would exhibit in three phases: goodness, passion, and ignorance. That is the mental speculation. Those who are in the mode of goodness think that each and every person is God, and thus they laugh at the pure devotees who try to engage in the transcendent loving service of the Lord. So this is because of their ignorance. That's why when devotees, even if they sees the non-devotees or people who are in the mode of ignorance, they are even insulting us. But we need to simply tolerate because we understand the real reflection of the creation. Because यस्मिन् यदा पुष्करणाभमाय धुरन्तया स्पृष्टदेह पृथग्दृश्यः कुर्वन्ति तत्र हि अनुकम्पे कृपं न साधवो दयोफलात् कृते क्रमम्. So devotees, they should not use their devotional energy or power to criticize or blaspheme or curse other people or to punish other people because they are acting on the yasmin yada pushkarana bhamaya. They are acting on the material energy of the Lord because they are not purified yet. So one has to show anukampaya krupam, show the mercy on such kind of people who are acting on the mode of ignorance and passion like that. So, but here devotees, they do not worry about all those things. Trunadapi sunechena tarorapi sahishnana amanena manadena kirtaniyaha sadaharehe. Devotees, they keep doing their devotional service, ignoring everything else in the outside world. They're called Bahiradhamanaha. Materialistic people, they're called Bahiradhamanaha, trying to engage themselves in the sense gratificatory things. So those who are puffed up by the mode of passion try to lord it over material nature in various ways. So yavat pradakum idmatman indriyardha maya bhalam bhagavato janesha pasyet tavanna santi rasu pratisankrameta vyaddapi dukkha nevham vahati kriyardha. Lord Brahma in his prayers, he describes the activities of the living entities. Yavat pradakum idam idamatman. So that it is beautifully described that it is everything is only for my enjoyment. So that way they all of their energy, time, everything will be wasted. Vyaddapi dukkha nevham vahati kriyadha. Agni ardha apruta karana nistinistayana nana manoradadhya kshanabhagna nidraha. Kshanabhagna nidraha. So they work day and night. Agni apruta ardha karana, which gives more stress to the people. Ardha karana nistinistayana. In such a way, people always work and engage themselves in the that is mode of passion. For what? To try to lord it over the material nature in various ways for their sense gratification. I wanted to enjoy this way. I wanted to have nice house. I wanted to have nice furniture, nice thing. Everything is good and comfort. That is, they wanted to enjoy. But what material nature does, it will not allow them to enjoy like that. If they have got all comforts, there is no peace of mind. The problems will come in different directions. But our Acharya says, do not counteract the materialistic problems. They will keep on coming. Do not counteract. Simply tolerate for some time. They will come and go. You simply tolerate. they will change the dimension. By taking birth itself, the time, all these pains and pleasures are already defined, predefined. How much quantity you have to experience, it is already defined. It doesn't matter, it may become in one dimension, another dimension. One is mental problems or relation problems, money problems. Problems will not go away. It will change their dimension. Do not try to counteract them. So that is what our Acharya says. Jiva Goswami especially mentions in our and Rupa Goswami like that. Okay, so some of them engage in the altruistic activities as if they are agents appointed to do good to others by their mental speculative plans. It is kind of some kind of dharmic activities like a creation of ashramas, another ashramas, or schools like that, digging the wells. But it is all also mental speculative plans. धर्म सुनिश्चित पुंसम विश्वक्सेन कथाशयः नोत्पाद्येजित रतिम श्रमयेभिः केवलम. So the Goswami describes, even the one is following dharma and everything, but if he is not attracted to hear Krishna Katha, that is Krishna Katha means about Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, both are Krishna Katha. Then it is a Shramayevihi Kevalam. Such men accept the standard ways of mundane altruism, but their plans are made on the basis of false ego. Basis of the false ego. So whatever goodness of this material world, that is also not sufficient. That is also on the false ego. False ego is exhibited in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance of the material nature. And this false ego extends to the limit of becoming one with the Lord. This is, now some people think that I am God, you are God, aham brahmasmi, likewise, but they do not stop themselves claiming that they're God. So that is up to becoming one with the Lord. So this, but our devotees, Naikatmanam, Kapil Bhagavan describes that one. Devotees, they never wanted to one with the Lord. Naikatmatam means spruhyanti kechit, spruhyanti kechit. They never desired to become one with the Lord. And instead, they wanted to serve the Lord. But here, some people who wanted to merge with the Lord, this is Kaivalyam, they wanted to, I wanted to merge in the Brahma Jyoti, likewise. So, or they wanted to merge in the Lord, something like that, they have conception. This is the last class of egoistic conditioned souls. Those in the mode of ignorance are misguided by identification of the gross body with the self. This is further down. And thus, all their activities are centered around the body only. These people, again, Krishna describes people in the mode of goodness, they elevate themselves to the upper planets, and people in the mode of passion, they still stay back in the material world, and the ignorance, they go down. Jagani vrittista tamasani adogataha. So people, sinful activities, they go down, who are centered around the body only. All these persons are given the chance to play with the false egoistic ideas, but at the same time, the Lord is kind enough to give them a chance to take help from the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, so that they may understand the science of Krishna consciousness and science of Krishna, and thus make their lives successful. So these are the facilities also given to them. And whenever the living entities or people, for their criminal nature, if they are put up into the jails, if their nature is very good, in due course of time, they will be relieved very quickly on the basis of goodwill, something like that, by the mercy of the superintendent of the jail or the president of the country. So they will be given mercy if they are developing that goodwill. Good. So likewise, here we have got the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. This is called Bhagavata Dharma. And the entire material creation, therefore, is meant for the falsely egoistic living entities hovering on the mental plane under different illusions in the modes of material nature. So this is what otherwise Lord has no interest to create a separate presence here, material world as a prison. नैतद् भतादेश पदं तवेत्सितं यन्मायनः तनुसे भूत सूक्ष्मम् अनुग्रहाय अस्तु अपि यर्हि माया लसतुलस्य भगवन् विलक्षितः. It is not that anugrahaya astu api yerhi maya. That is anugrahaya. This is giving Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. It is anugrahaya astu api yerhi maya. You here stay here and enjoy whatever you think. And then in due course of the time, take the shelter of the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, come back. That is again described by this beautifully Hastinapur women. They are also glorifying Sarvasruti Manoharaha. They are mentioning the Lord gives all kinds of facilities for the living entities to come to the Krishna consciousness. That one it is described as Sarvasruti Manoharaha Anyonyamasid Sanjalpa Uttama Shloka Chetasam. So this one it is very nicely explained here. 110. Okay, so this is the previous shloka. So here, Savayim yat padam atra surayo jitendra nijjitamatirshvanaha pasyanti bhakti utkalitaamalatmana nanveshu sattvam parimastu marhati. Here in the Supreme Personality of God, here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose transcendental form is experienced by the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and the senses. And that is the only way to purify the existence. So this sloka is described by Hastinapura woman. So beautifully, this is Sarvasruti Manoharaha. So they also know essence of the Vedas. So they are glorifying Krishna in such a way. He is the only person. Here is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead whose transcendental form is experienced by the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and the senses. That is the only way to purify existence. So this is Pasyanti Bhakti Utkalita Amalatmana. Utkalita Amalatmana. Nanveshu Sattvam Parimastu Marhati. So this is very nicely explained here. Okay, so Lord gives all kinds of facilities for the living entities to purify themselves. But we are rebellious. Still, if we are trying to go and describe about Krishna consciousness, no one would like it and accept that much easily. Prabhupada says it takes a few tons of blood to be shed to bring one particular soul to Krishna consciousness. It is not that much easy. They're all stubborn souls. Okay. And also one point here, it is mentioned, false ego extends to the limit of becoming with one with the Lord. Here, Prabhupada a number of times mentions Yenya Aravindaksha Vimukta Maninaha. Some people think that they have already liberated. Yenya Aravindaksha Vimukta Maninaha. So, Tvayashta Bhavat Avishuddha Buddhayaha. Tvayashta Bhavat Avishuddha Buddhayaha. With the impure intelligence is not yet purified. And they think that they are purified. Aruhya Kurucherana Param Padam Tataha Patantyadaha Anadruta Yushmadangaraya. They fall down from their position. Later on, because one who thinks that I am with the one with the Lord, that is a Avishuddha Buddhaya. This is Anadruta Yushmadangaraya. They are making mistakes at the lotus feet of the Lord. That's why they will fall down later on. In the past times, we may have seen that so many people who are in that conception, they have fallen down, coming to the sannyasa stage and the pure devotional stage, preaching state, and then fall down to the again material plane and engaging in the materialist stuff, getting married, falling down from the sannyasa state to committing mistakes, sinful activities, coming in contact with the woman, such kind of it falls down. Aruhya Kuruchira Param Padam Tataha. patanti adaha anadruta yushmadangrayah. So that is a false ego. It is very, very difficult to overcome. Lord says, Daivihi gunamayi mama maya durachaya. Mam ye prapajyante mayam yetam tarantite. So one has to completely surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any mental speculations. That is the pure surrender. Mam cha yo abhicharnya bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samakite chan brahma bhoyaya kalpate. He only crossed these three material modes of nature, which is very difficult to overcome. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is describing here. This is Mahatattva, it exhibits in three different ways. And also, Mahatattva Vikurvanat Aham Tattvam Vijayita Karyakarna Katratma Bhutendriya Manomayaha Vaikarika Taisascha Tamasasha Iti Aham Tridhan. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, so we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today, letter to Hamsadatta. Sorry, it is not Hamsadatta, we skipped. Letter to Govinda Dasi, November 5th, 1970, Bombay. Okay, can I request Jai Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna. My dear Govinda Dasi, please accept my blessings and offer the same to Gaura Sundara. I'm in due receipt of your letter dated October 5th, 1970. Now I am in India, extensively touring all over the land. From Calcutta, I've come to Bombay, then from Bombay to Amritsar, then again down from Amritsar to Bombay for the last 2 months. I'm trying to establish a center in Bombay along with some influential friends. Your description of past incidents may be forgotten. We are not concerned with past misunderstandings. We are concerned only with progressive service to Krishna. I know that both you and Gaura Sundara are sincere devotees, and you have done your best in Hawaii in accordance with my desire, and the luxurious growing Tulsi Devi is evidence of your sincere devotion. Kindly take care of Guru Gauranga, Radha Krishna, and Tulsi Devi and be happy. Try to make others also happy by spreading this Krishna consciousness. I like the place Honolulu very much. Last time where I stayed in the skyscraper hotel was extremely pleasing to me. Therefore, I was induced to stay there for some time. I think that was my sense gratification. Therefore, Krishna liked me to come here and do some work. We shall always be satisfied with the routine work entrusted to us by Krishna. I hope things are going on well there. In the meantime, I'm enclosing one circular letter to whom it may concern, and I authorize you to print them profusely and distribute to the public so that the misunderstanding created by Sai may be dissipated. Please keep me informed of your activities, and I shall be glad to receive my maintenance charges regularly. I'm always thinking of returning to Hawaii again and staying there conveniently. It is a very nice place. Hope this will meet you in good health. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Everyone Vishare Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Yes, Prabhupada is writing to Govinda Dasi, explaining how he's been traveling quite a lot in the last few months, and he is saying that I would like to establish a new center in Bombay, obviously with the help of some influential friends. Then he's saying that there apparently must have been some sort of misunderstanding, and Prabhupada is very kind and gracious enough and said that don't worry about it, all is forgotten. We have to sort of move forwards, not backwards. And he's very pleased that Govinda Dasi and Gaurasundra Prabhuji have done their really utmost in Hawaii to make sure everything is going very nicely. And he said that he's pleased that Tulsi Devi is also growing nicely, which is an evidence that they are sincere devotees. So he's very happy with that, and he just said continue with offering obeisances to the deities and Tulsi Devi over there, and also make other people happy in Krishna consciousness. And he said that he liked the staying in Hawaii, and he wants to do more work there as well. And he said that he's sending a letter to be distributed to others, so that if there is any misunderstanding that was created, it will then help to dissipate that misunderstanding, and it will help people to move forwards and away from that. And he just he's overall very happy with everything, and and he wants to come again in Hawaii again. And thank you. I think that's my thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained this letter. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees, from this letter you wanted to add? Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, when we did not go to Honolulu, but my son and my daughter-in-law went to Honolulu, and they took some pictures where Srila Prabhupada was standing under the tree. The tree is still there in Honolulu. When Jaived Mataji was reading this, I remembered those pictures, Prabhuji, where they went and they took the pictures and they went to the temple. It's beautiful temple, Prabhuji. That's all I remembered that when I saw this. And there are pictures where Srila Prabhupada actually, they took pictures, and in the room where Srila Prabhupada was actually sitting and writing all these books and everything, where he did his work there. So that's all I remembered, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, Mataji, to hear you speaking about Prabhupada's pastimes there in the Honolulu. Yes, so Prabhupada is describing that place is very nice. It was pleasing to me. Skyscraper hotel was extremely pleasing to me. Therefore, I was induced to stay there for some time. I think that was my sense gratification. Therefore, Krishna liked me to come here and to do some work. So that's Prabhupada is appreciating it. Okay, so we don't mind accepting any kinds of facility as long as Krishna consciousness work is going on, but not at the stake of keeping Krishna conscious work aside and experiencing these pleasures. Okay, so that is called Maya. Mayam chitad apashriyam. It is behind Krishna. When there is no Krishna, Maya is always there. Okay, so Prabhupada is very mm, conscious of those things. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Any other comments?
Prabhuji, I'm so sorry. I don't have a comment about this letter, but when you were reading Bhagavatam, there was a question I had, and I'm so sorry I forgot to ask you then. Is it possible, just one line that I didn't understand?
Yes, Mataji.
So that line which says, those who are in the mode of goodness think that each and every person is God, and thus they laugh at the pure devotees. Just there.
Yes.
Who try to engage in transcendental loving service of the Lord. So, is is it saying that above the mode of goodness is, I know you were saying that there is a pure mode of goodness. Is it saying that in here the mode of goodness is also not good and they laugh at pure devotees? I didn't understand that. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. So some people in the mode of goodness, they try to establish some kind of charity things or other things which are beneficial for the human society, but that is on their mental speculation. But they even such kind of people sometimes criticize that, okay, these people, they don't do anything. They simply in the devotional service, engaging in the devotion. They don't do anything else to the human, like helping and giving charity like that. So thus they laugh at the who try to engage the transcendental loving service of that. These are pure devotees. They laugh at them. So Prabhupada mentioned that so-called goodness is also not pure. That is, those who are in the mode of goodness think that each and every person is a god. So that is what we understand, Mataji.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
So of course, yeah, Gayatri Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, in this regard, yes, Prabhuji, I just wanted to say something. When some people think that Manava Seva is Madhava Seva, so they think that that is what you are meant to say, right, Prabhuji? Here, like
Yes.
those who are in mode of, so they think each person is God, and they think Manava Seva is Madhava Seva, but actually, that is not the exact. I mean, yes, we can help people, but that doesn't mean that they are gods. But we have to still engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Prabhuji, is that right, Prabhuji?
Yes, that is
Yes.
right.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Just
Thank
wanted
you.
to clarify.
Yes. Devotees, the Manasaitani Bhutani Pranamid Bahumanayan. The devotees who are engaged in the devotional service, Manasaitani Bhutani Pranamid Bahumanayan. Ishvaro Jiva Kalaya Pravishto Bhagavaniti. They know that Lord is in the heart of all the living agents, so they respect each and every one. But that does not mean that they worship each and every living entity as a supreme God. But they would say, Guha Saiva Nadehamani, not the body, only the Lord in the heart of the living entity. Ishvaro Jiva Kalaya Pravishto Bhagavaniti, because the Lord is in that that living it, either cat, dog, or human being also. The Lord is there in the heart. A devotee would see the consciousness, a living force within that living entity. Consciousness. But he doesn't even worry about whether it is mode of ignorance or passion or goodness, something like that. A devotee is acknowledging the life force where the Lord is present, understanding that, okay, so Lord is making that particular entity to fulfill his desires, so we respect in such a way. But we see only the God but not the body. But people who are in the mode of goodness, they wanted to feed some kind of manav seva, madhav seva, and the bodily conception. Their conception is different. Activity does not change. In the Krishna consciousness, we also feed all the living entities, but we offer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Annad Bhavanti Bhutani Pajjanyad Anna Sambhavaha. Pajja Yajnad Bhavati Pajjanyo Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha. So all the living entities sustain on the food. So we know that it comes from through the sacrifices and everything. Lord is providing all these things to us. And then in such a way, we see the living entities in one with the Lord. Our perception is different. This is called Krishna. Activities may be the same, but perception is different. People in the mode of normal goodness or passion or ignorance trying to do some kind of thing and the mental speculation, they do not follow the regulations of the devotional life. So that way they are entangled. But of course, that is also one of pious activity. Gradually, they will come to Krishna consciousness in later on. It will take so many lifetimes. Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudarlabaha. Whenever such kind of fast trees are matured, later they will come to Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Only Vasudeva is the source. When we water the root of a tree, and the tree gives the flowers and fruits, we will relish those fruits and flowers. But we have to root. We cannot water the branches, twigs, and leaves and fruits and flowers separately. So that way, tree will not be nourished. Like when we give the food stuff to the tummy, then it will nourish all parts of the body. In the similar way, when we worship, Yata Arhanam Achyutejya, and all demigods are also be satisfied when we worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Achyuta. So likewise, the conception is different from the material plane and the devotional, even though sometimes activity is the same. This is Krishna consciousness. This is all goodness, all auspicious. There is no exhibition of egoism here, showing off. I'm doing good, I'm doing charity, like that. There is no show off. This is with pure hearts. Amala, this is Bhuya Dhananta Mahatam Amala Sayanam. With pure consciousness, they do all the kinds of activity. This is devotional service. Okay, so this is again Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Siddhitam Yadihite Tatra Puman Apavritaha Sattvechi Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hidokshyo Me Namasa Vidhiyate. Lord Shiva, he mentions Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Siddhitam Yadihite Tatra Puman Apavritaha. On the pure unalloyed consciousness, then Lord will be revealing himself to us. Yadihite Tatra Puman Apavritaha. The Lord will be known in that particular state. Lord Shiva says to Sati Devi, when he was during the context of Daksha Prajapati entering into the assembly hall, Lord Shiva, in his meditation, he is offering his obeisances unto Vasudeva, to the Supreme Lord. Satvesh Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hedokchayo me Manasa Namasa Vidhiyate. He is offering his obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of everyone. In such a way, he is respecting everyone. But here, outside the Daksha Prajapati, he misunderstood the Lord Shiva that he did not give any respect to him. And later on, he cursed Lord Shiva and then went back. That is how the materialistic people. But actually, Lord Shiva, he was in the pure consciousness and offering obeisances unto the Vasudeva. He mentions that statement to Sati Devi. I was innocent, O Sati, but your father, Daksha Prajapati, unnecessarily cursed me. Okay, likewise, Lord Shiva knows Pratyudgama Prashanaya Abhivadanam Vidiyate Sadhu Mitaha Sumadhyame Pranyai Parasmai Purushaya Chetasa Guha Saiva Nadeha Manine. I know how to worship how to respect each and everyone. Pratyudgama Prashanaya Abhivadanam Vidiyate Sadhu Mitaha Sumadhyame. Oh, beautiful Sati Devi, I know how to respect each and everyone. But here, respect again, Guha Saiva Nadeha Manini, only to the Supreme Lord who is existing in the heart of all the living, not the bodies. Nadeha Manini. So the conception coming to this is Krishna consciousness, pure consciousness, no more entanglement with the materialistic thing, no link with the material nature. That is pure consciousness. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam and Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so tomorrow, again, our week is starting. Today evening, we don't have any events. Tomorrow, we continue with our regular morning things and evening teachings of Lord Chaitanya, like that. Okay, so our regular activities continue. And dear devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, so if there are no updates, then we shall conclude and we shall move to the next part. It is the Ramayana. Okay, so I've been describing Ramayana Part 2. So here in this Part 2, Chapter 5, Rama remains firm. So we have continued for some part here. So here in the last session, so Bharata along with Kaushalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi and Vasishtha Rishi, Sumantra and his ministers and Guha and all his soldiers, they have come to the place Chitrakuta where Rama, Lakshmana and Sita are there, and looking at Rama sitting nearer his hermitage, Bharata he came and then he came to Rama and then prostrated, fall down, Dandavat Pranam. And Bharata knelt before Rama, clasping his feet. Dear Rama, the act perpetrated by my mother was wicked and never approved by me. Casting you in the forest and afflicting the whole of Ayodhya with unbearable pain, she hoped to see me installed as the king. This will never happen. Please return now with us, O Raghava, and take your rightful position as the ruler of this world. Be kind to me and to all these people, O tiger among men. So likewise, Bharata, he started coming and speaking to Ramachandra. And here Ramachandra is also asking, I see all here all my mothers, said Rama. Indeed, it seems that entire kingdom of Koshala has accompanied you, dear Bharata. This gives rise to grave doubts in my mind. Please tell me why you have all arrived here today, for you have aroused my curiosity. So here, and Bharata started speaking to Ramchandra like that. So far, he did not yet reveal about Dasharatha's passing away. Okay, so we shall read from here a little bit. So we'll read one paragraph only today. I have to leave later on. Going on is some different one. So I request dear devotees read only one paragraph, a small paragraph. Um, okay, so starting with Gayatri Mataji. So I think it is already dead. So just only one thing, one paragraph.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Rama felt compassion for Bharata. He questioned him again. What need is there for your adopting this mode of ascetic life, dear Bharata? The order of our father is that you become the king. I too stand enjoined by our father to remain here in the forest. Our pious father's order is supreme. Therefore, without censuring your mother Kaikeyi, you should enjoy the kingdom. For myself, I am happier staying here in obedience to our father than I would be in attaining the imperishable abode of Brahma. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is how Rama's firm conviction that he need to stay there according to his father. One has to follow एतावति एव शुश्रूषा कार्य पितृपुत्रकैः भाडमिति अनुमन्येत घोरवेन गुरोर्वचः. The statement of Brahma, it is that a child has to carry out his instructions of the father's instructions obediently, very nicely. Bhadamiti, yes sir, I will do it. Likewise. So here, Ramchandra is very happy to staying in the forest. So then I would be in the attaining to the imperishable abode of Brahma. So his father, for everyone, what is the highest truth is following the authority. For a woman, whatever husband says, that is the authority, even though she may not like it. But as soon as she hears something from a decision from the husband, woman has to follow. And any decision father has taken, child has to follow. If spiritual master has taken or give instructions to the disciple, he has to follow. Even that it appears that it is not right, but it is the decision taken by the spiritual master or husband or a father, like that. These are the authorities. If it is the corporate industry, the manager. So because they have taken decision, we have to simply carry out those activities without any mental speculation. But if there are any concerns, we share those concerns. But still, if the decision is already taken, we simply have to carry out without mental speculation, knowing that the Lord is arranging. Um, uh, Lord will protect the dharma. If we respect the dharma, what is dharma? Following the constitutional position is dharma. And then if we follow dharma, Lord will protect us. Lord will protect us. Okay, we are here. It is not that we are trying to rectify the husband, rectifying the father, rectifying the spiritual man. That is not the thing. Even, but we are trying to protect the dharma. That's all. Lord will protect us. Dharmo rakshiti rakshitaha. So here Rama is carrying out that. Okay, so here is Rama as the example model for everyone. So Rama is asking Bharata, what need is there for you, Bharata, to come here in the more ascetic dresses like that? And then further, so now we'll see what Bharata is going to say. Can I request you, Gaurangi Mataji, to read the next paragraph, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Bharata's head sank. He knew his elder brother's mind. It would be impossible to convince Rama to transgress an order given by his elders. Still, he felt impelled to try. He could not possibly take the throne in place of Rama. With a heavy heart, Bharata informed Rama of what had happened in Ayodhya.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So now Bharata has revealed that what has happened. That is, Dasharatha has already died, and the final ceremony was also completed. And now, it has been a few months now, 2 to 3 months now, by the time all this sequence of events have happened, and Rama has come to the forest. Now he has elaborately explained everything. And he also knows that he cannot convince Ramachandra. It is impossible to convince Rama to transgress the order given by his elders. Okay, so now coming what has happened. And now can I take a request, Hangma Mataji, to read the next paragraph, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. While I was away in the Ch5 kingdom, and you had already gone to the forest, our glorious father ascended to heaven. Thinking only of you and lost in grief at your separation, the king left his mortal body. Now, by the time-honored rule, you as the elder son should inherit the kingdom. There cannot be any doubt on this point. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So
Thank you.
here Bharata is again mentioning, so what is the dharma? Is the eldest son of your father. He is the rightful person to inherit the kingdom. So that is the tradition that is the scriptural injunctions. And he has to treat everyone, all of his younger brothers, like his children later on when he becomes a king like that. There cannot be doubt on this point. So he has mentioned that a point that Dasharatha is no more. So he has left his body, mortal body. So now, by the time honored rule, you as the elder son should inherit the kingdom. This is again Bharata, whatever Bharata speaks, he is on the scriptural basis. Rama, whatever he does, again scriptural basis only. And when both things are there, and when the elders say something on the scriptural basis, we respect the elders. Okay, so again going here, but always there is a small dharma, bigger dharma, and higher purpose. And we have to see the what is the highest purpose, highest status of dharma. Okay, in such a way, sometimes there may be some questions are whether I need to speak the truth which give the bigger harm. So again, there is dharma come into the picture. If that is a small truth and then it is giving big danger, we do not speak such kind of truths. It is better to be quiet. And if it is not a truth and it is giving bigger benefit, then one may be try in such a way that dharma does not harm. Okay, so that is again the intricacies of dharma. Okay, so can I request next Javed Mataji to read next paragraph, Mataji?
Um, as he heard for the first time the news of his father's death, Rama felt as if his heart had been pierced. Raising his arms and crying out, he sank to the ground like a tree filled with blossoms cut at its root. He lay motionless, with the color drained from his face. Bharata quickly sprinkled him with cool water. Ram sat up and held his head, wailing piteously. Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, what is the bad news? One should not hear such kind of bad news of the family members, especially the father's death, mother's death, sons, and the relatives who are close. So here, Rama felt as if his heart had been pierced. So as a father from childhood, he takes care of the child with so much of love and affection without any personal self-gratification. So they sacrifice so much for the children. And a responsible child who understands that he cannot tolerate such kind of news, father's death. And then Rama is crying, raising his arms and crying out. He sank to the ground like a tree filled with blossoms cut at its root. He lay motionless with the color drained from his face. So this is what happens. So one should be who has got such kind of love and affections. They cannot tolerate the beloved ones. Of course, sometimes Krishna says that one has Vitaraga Bhaikruda Manmayamam Upasitaha Bahuvajnana Tapasapota Madbhavam Agataha. One has to be completely free from the Raga and the Dvesha. So generally, Raga and Dvesha, that does not mean one cannot love his family members. Love must be there, but because Raga means it goes beyond the duties. I love my father. That does not mean that I can do nonsensical things for my father's sake, which is beyond the scriptural injunctions. That is again based on the raga. So it is within the boundaries we have got unlimited happiness by carrying out with love and affection with the family members. So that is love. Where there is love, no rules and regulations come into the picture. But as long as it is aligning with the dharma. Okay, so now here Ramchandra is now crying, wailing here. So Rama wailing piteously. So Bharata, he sprinkled cool water on Rama's face. Okay, so and then can I request Usha Mataji to read next paragraph, Mataji?
Yes, ma'am. Hare Krishna. With my father dead uh, and gone, what shall I do in Ayodhya? Alas, I am surely a wretched and useless son. My father died because of me, nor was I even able to cremate him. Even when the 14 years expires, I shall not have the courage to return to the city, seeing it is uh, desolate and then bare, bereft of its protector. Who will now speak those kind and loving words? My father spoke when he saw me well behaved. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is one thing, a family, a children or wife or husband, they experience the greatest loss of their beloved ones. There may be so many fightings and misunderstandings, but the fathers and mothers speaking to their children with love and affection, there is no comparison. No one would speak like that. So here, the Ayodhya where Ramchandra and all the children have grown, which has got his father and all mothers so opulently, so much of loving and relationships were going on, but not anymore. As long as one protector, only one person has gone, now entire kingdom is now in the Rama feeling, is seeing it desolate and bereft of its protector just for one person, but we can see how important that person is. So the eldest person in the home here in our day-to-day life, even though he does not do any work, but he is the beauty of that house. One must recognize that it is not that whether he is old or he is not old, earning or not earning, whether he is capable, that is not the thing. As long as he just by his presence itself, the home will flourish, the home will flourish. That we have got that experience. But as long as at least he is going through the scriptural injunctions, one can see that one practically. And then even though that person goes out of the just he passes away from the home or died, then what happens? The house will become no more beautiful. Again, it takes so many ages until at least one person come as a protector. But until that, there is so much of loss for the people. So who will now speak those kind and loving words by my father? Words my father spoke when he saw me well behaved. Now there is no one. Okay, so likewise, Rama is now lamenting for his father. Of course, it's not lamenting, but he is feeling the separation. Lamentation, this goes for some time for the people, but one should not keep the lamentation for longer period also. It will take the energy away. Lord Krishna, he himself says, when the after Kurukshetra battle, so many people are crying for their loss of their children, husbands, and like that. So he gives, don't be lamenting for a long time. So just for a muhurta time or for some 1 or 2 days, that is why there is a lamentation period as well. And after that, one has to carry out. You cannot do anything. You cannot change things. Okay, so likewise, Rama is now, and then I shall read the last paragraph and then we shall stop here. Rama went over to Sita and Lakshman and who were seated nearby. And dear Sita, your father-in-law is no more. O Lakshman, you are now fatherless. Our brother brings the sorrowful news of the king's ascent to heaven. This world now stands without a ruler. So now Rama is, when he is mentioning about this news, saying that your father-in-law, O Lakshman, you are now fatherless, and our brother brings the sorrowful news. Sometimes we mention that connecting people with relation to the opposite person than to say with the person who is speaking, then the subject. If I am speaking, I cannot, I can take, but based on circumstances, we always relate the persons with the opposite people. That will give most intimate relationship, connecting everyone together. Anyway, person who is speaking, he is already connected, and whoever is speaking, and he is also connected in such by the person who is speaking. Okay, this is generally in our family relations in the olden days. People used to do like that. If father is saying to mother about the child, instead of saying my son is doing something, we say, look at my dear wife, what your son is doing. That does not mean he is not my son, but it is the way of sharing the love, connecting all together at once to solve the problems, to appreciate, or for anything else. That is called inclusiveness. Okay, so with that one, we stop here. And dear devotees, if you have got anything to share on these points, or any questions, kindly raise, kindly share. Okay, so if there are no questions, no sharings, so now Rama is in the forest. He got the news. Later on, they have to perform those final rites according to their time, place, and circumstances. Just offering the water to the forefathers who have left their bodies. That Rama is going to do later on. Okay, so that is from Ramayana. We shall continue Ramayana next Sunday. Okay, so for now, I have to leave as well, and we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Thank you, Gayatri Mataji. It is already late for you, joined from Canada, so it's already 12 o'clock, it seems, for you.
Yes, Prabhuji. It was nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we shall conclude. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय.
Vrinda
श्री
ki jai,
प्रभुपाद
Shri
की
Prabhupada ki
जय.
jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Constant everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर